Hello, everyone. Good morning, and good morning, Spiros.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Panayota. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a creative week so far. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. And yeah, it's been a creative week so far. And before we were talking, you told me a few things about your recent successes. And something I wanted to ask you about is about celebrating the wins. How do you do it? And because I'm asking you this because a lot of times I'm not really celebrating my wins, and I'm just when I finish something, I go to the next task, the next project, and I forget about it. I'm not really putting a beautiful ending to it. And also sometimes I've realized that people, including me, we don't really celebrate losers. So so we learn something from this. So I want to
Mhm.
throw the ball to you and tell me, do you celebrate your wins first of all? And if you do, how?
Oh my God, Spiro, that is such an amazing topic because recently I overcame a really challenging phase in my psychology and how I was seeing myself and my wins, and I learned so much. Of course, if you would ask me 1 month ago, what are your learnings from this tough period, I would say you're nuts. Like, because when you are in this stressful situation, you cannot see those wins or this the gifts in the challenging situation. But the gifts are there and they're a bit hidden and wait for us to uncover them. So what I learned this tough period is that although I had the tendency to not celebrate as you share, I was more also a task oriented, project oriented, and I didn't spend time to celebrate. I was in just like this. And I realized that although I was doing things and I was getting positive feedback, I felt completely demotivated.
Hmm. Demotivated.
Demotivated. And I was expecting that in the next round of wins or successes, I will feel better because I was externalizing my how I feel about myself. I was externalizing it based on the feedback of Spiros, based on someone saying something to me, and this is something that we all do as humans, right? Because we have the
Yeah.
need to feel safe and
Hmm.
be with other people that respect and appreciate us.
That's that's very interesting. I've noticed that a lot of my clients actually do that. They rely on external validation, and that's good when we get it. It helps us to feel better, but it's not in our control. So somehow the internal validation is much better. Now, how we build this, I don't know. Maybe it's through celebrating the wins and remind ourselves of all the progress we have done. Um, yeah, that's interesting. You said something that caught my attention. You said at some point that I cannot see the wins, and I'm just wondering, why do you think people cannot see their wins?
Yeah, that's a great question. Look, I strongly believe that we have absorbed voices from our society, from our parents, and they're built in these voices, telling us that we need to try harder, we need to pursue the next big thing. And also, we have developed this inner critical voice that helps us to go and achieve more and more, which is great. And we appreciate that for helping us move beyond in our lives and make progress. However, this creates lots of internal stress.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that it's causing so much stress, it affects the stress shuts down our brain, and we cannot think clearly or take a breath and appreciate what we've been achieving, for example, or give
Hmm.
credit or kudos to ourselves. So if, let's say, we are in the stressed mindset, then of course you cannot take a moment to savor and appreciate how you feel, or appreciate and celebrate. And I think that is one of the main motivations for creating this community, from stress to joy, because based on what I experienced, when I am neglecting to uh, reflect upon and become aware about who am I, what are my strengths, what I have achieved. If I neglect that and I'm going into the rabbit hole of more tasks, more projects, more successes, without pausing and celebrating with other people, then I will be gaining more stress, and this will impact negatively my whole life, not only my professional life.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so the impact is really hard, and I don't know about you, if you have experience in the past impact of stress. It can deteriorate our health, mental health, physical health, and mainly the relationships.
Yeah, that's one that I would point out. It does not only affect us, but also also the people around us. Family, friends, colleagues, and more external circles.
Mhm.
I want you to tell me more about the from stress to joy, but let's keep it a little bit for the end of the of
Okay.
this recording, because now I want to ask you, how do you celebrate? You said celebrate with others. Okay, so I want to ask you, how do you celebrate your wins on yourself, but also with others? Do you have any tips that I could take from you?
I can share my perspective and what I've been going through and what helped me, and maybe it will inspire you and others. So what I found really useful is to first understand and see how I feel about myself. So for me, the awareness and the emotional awareness is the number one um,
Mm,
step if there is a process. So to learn to connect with ourselves and how we feel, and acknowledge what matters to us as human beings. So first we need to feel that, and I find a way to bypass. There's a way to bypass, because if our mind is under stress, then you can't say, let me feel how amazing I am and how worthy I am, and let me celebrate my whatever I've done, right?
yeah,
No one ever says that. So the bypassing, which I found also very helpful for me, is through art,
art.
ideally with a non-dominant hand. And I've seen that also it's the reason I'm starting the first experiential workshop based on self-love. So
Mm,
cultivating feelings of self-love and self-trust is my way to bypass a stressful mind as a main tool. But also, what's really important is to have other people to acknowledge and celebrate, or acknowledge and listen to the success, and how cultivate this um, celebration. So in order to
mm,
get to the end of the celebration, which is amazing and and really important, we need to learn how to become aware, learn how to feel, how to appreciate ourselves, and start loving ourselves and taking care more of ourselves more consciously. And then we can, of course, create more and be in our joy, and be in the flow, and of course celebrate with others. I
mm.
think that was the shift. I was approaching celebration as a task. But
Yeah,
the moment I started
I've done it.
yeah, of course, everyone, of course. At the moment I started shifting my perspective around feeling who I am and what are my successes and how much deeply as a human being I worth, and celebrating with others is has been transformational for me.
Mm.
Now, how I'm gonna do it? My birthday is in 2 weeks,
Oh,
and thank you. And I'm planning a celebration party for myself. I don't know how are
But
you approaching birthdays, and now I'm in my 40s. And now with kids, we tend to say, let's celebrate our kid's birthday, but we put ourselves aside. But this year, I will choose to invite the people I really want to be around, to choose those people and celebrate with them my growth and my successes, and of course, my birthday.
Yeah, that's. I really like what you said. Now with having kids, I'm also in my 40s, having two kids, and we celebrate the birthdays of the kids, but we neglect and forget about our own. Maybe we want to forget. I don't know. Yeah, that's important. But what I would like also to point out is that we don't really have to make, the way I see it, we don't really have to make a huge celebration out of a win. It could be, I don't know, just to go for a walk in the park, to take 30 minutes on ourselves and just be with ourselves. I don't know, to buy us some flowers or to go for a massage or something. It could be something small. It does not have to be a huge celebration. And I'm saying this because I'm also seeing celebrations as a task, as a to-do item. And because of that, it has to be big. But it does not have to, even if it's for 30 minutes, going for a walk or just relaxing and listening to some music. That's very beneficial as well. But having said that, I want to ask you about celebrating losses. Is it possible to do it? Can we do it? Are there any benefits?
Oh, that's amazing. That's an amazing question. Look, my perspective is that if you are in a stressful situation, you might not be in a state to extract the gems from the tough situation. And that's okay. We don't want to force like a toxic celebration or toxic positivity, as the term is. However, what we can do is we can go back in our lives, meaning reflecting upon ourselves 5 years ago, and reflect how I was 5 years ago, how I was thinking, and what can I celebrate ever since, how I grew in this 5 years spanning time. And then I can go a bit backwards. So 10 years ago, how
I
was
see.
I 10 years ago? And in relation to now, how I'm growing, how I have grown. Definitely I have grown. And then
Yeah.
15 years back,
Mhm.
and appreciate all the learnings and the journey, and realize that all the choices I made, all the mistakes I made, everything brought me where I am today here.
So I'm hearing you say that it's, let's say, when we lose, when we don't have a win, and we enter this more stressful mode, we are not really able to see our current state, what we have learned through this experience. But by contrasting and comparing with 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the comparison is much better. And then, we can really see how we have progressed through these years. Yeah, I think that's also kind of the growth mindset, to see that we can change and see obviously the changes we have all these past years. You know, I want to ask. I've seen some of your posts about from stress to joy, your new subscription group. Do you want to say a few things about this as well? Because I'm really interested in that, and I'm really interested how we can move from stress to a more joyful life, and how we are able then to celebrate the wins by being present, and also the wins, the losses. So how do we move? What is this program of yours?
Thank you so much, Spiro. So the idea is that people I've seen and working with people that are working from home, like remote workers, and I've seen how being focused only at work, it affects the stress levels, it affects the motivation, the relationships. And because I am working remotely mainly as a coach myself, I've seen how there is a desire in the people I work with to connect more deeply without being overwhelmed by the stress of the tasks and the meetings that we have back to back about a particular project. So having identified this as a need, I decided to create a monthly casual membership, call it From Stress to Joy. And the purpose of that is to create a safe space and intimate relationships, and where we can join and practice many different skills, learn new things, and become more aware about what is stress, how stress is affecting my energy, and what can I do, what is the plan, how I can move from stress to joy. And I'm using many different tools to bypass, the stressful mind, and describe a lot how stress works, because I'm passionate about stress education and regulation skills and how we can bring that to our lives. And also, the idea is, again, to become aware, to feel. I focus a lot on practicing emotional intelligence, embodiment, being with ourselves, and then create. If we connect with what gives us joy and what is the impact we want to bring to the world, then we can bring that into life and share with each other. And of course, celebrate sharing with other people that are on a journey together, and celebrate in practical ways. Maybe celebration would be appreciating deeply, because the program will be online, but also could be other ways that we can choose to celebrate as a group.
Okay, that sounds very interesting and exciting. I mean, creating a group where you can share wins and losses, I guess, what we can learn, and use some methods like, as you said, emotional intelligence, creativity, and I guess more arts. I mean, we have talked about being creative and using arts so many times. And you said before that that's a way to bypass the stress and connect more with ourselves and with our deeper emotions. That sounds very, very interesting. Then where can people find out more about this? Because I'm guessing there are more things to find out about the program.
Of course, there's a link. I will paste it in the comments so someone can take a look. And I would love to invite all of you, if you want to join our first workshop. The topic will be Unconditional Success, Start with Self-Love. And it's like a 2-hour workshop where we will meet and take time and draw and appreciate ourselves in a group of people. And we start tomorrow at 7:30 Athens time. So I would love to have you there and experience the energy and the team.
7:30 for 2 hours, you said, right? Tomorrow.
For 2 hours, yes.
Okay.
20th of June.
Super. And I think it's very important that you start with self-love and ourselves, because if we don't focus on ourselves first, how we can focus on other people and help them also grow. I think that's an important topic. Is there anything else you would like to share about this?
No, I'm so happy. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about it. I'm grateful for this conversation, Spiro. Thank you.
Thank you too, Panayota. Yeah, thank you to Panayota for being here and sharing all this amazing stuff that you are doing, and about celebrating wins and loses and what we can do about that. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.